We'll take one more question, and then we'll do a wrap up.
I forced myself to get out of that seat because I hate public speaking, quite frankly. My name is Dr. Darren Harper. I am part of an organization called CHASE. We call ourselves CHASE, the Citizens for a Healthy and Safe Environment. Our organization was birthed around the issue of the gasification plant that was planned to be put into Adonia. And a group of very concerned citizens got together and formed this organization. I, as a physician, joined because I am dedicated to the health of all people, particularly my own. I was upset with the actions of the Board of Commissioners who voted unanimously, even with information and facts laid down before them, that this gasification plant was terrible for the environment. It would lead to health problems for the community. The most vulnerable of us, those who are children and the elderly, those with lung diseases and problems. And I couldn't understand in my basic logic why they would vote against us. Now I know that you guys as leaders in the community have challenges, such as economic challenges that you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Your tax base is shrinking. We're in a terrible time in the country, and our local governments are seeing all the signs of it. And I know these are the things that you guys have to balance on a day-to-day basis, and it is challenging. However, I would want you to think very strongly about laying the health of your constituents at the altar of economic gain. If we have to gain money, that's not the way we want to do it. Because, first of all, in the long run, you're probably going to have more people at the DeKalb Medical Center paying more out of Medicaid and Medicare and everything else, and it's counterproductive. So this issue about the cell towers now has gotten me a little upset again, because of the fact that the cell towers are planned to be put on top of the schools. Again, our most vulnerable parts of our community, our children. I mean, we hear in the news all over the place of how our children are being mistreated, misguided. No, who cares about them? You know, because the fact that someone would think about putting a cell tower, who, by the way, just for some background, it's very controversial. There's some studies come out and say, well, it's not going to cause any brain cancer, it doesn't cause any problems. But a lot of those studies are paid for by the very same people who have money to gain from it. And that is the way that our country runs, unfortunately. That's why we have all of these movements going on, because we understand that corporations are running this nation. And that's not what the forefathers wanted, and that's certainly not what we wanted when we fought our way out of slavery and got here to where there's a president that represents us in the White House. So I say all of that roundabout thing to say, is there a way that we can make money for the county without putting the health of our constituents at risk? Because cancer is the type of thing where it affects the cells that are growing most quickly. So I don't know who they did these studies on, but the studies probably were done on adults. Children's cells are multiplying quickly. Their nervous system is growing. Their brains are growing. That's when cancer can set in, because cancer is simply cells that don't respond to the normal stop signs. They just keep growing and form tumors. And when these cells mutate, they mutate when they're rapidly growing and rapidly developing. And our children are where most of the rapid growth is taking place, so they are most vulnerable. So this is just an impassioned plea with you guys to certainly, if there's any way we can stop these cell towers from being put on top of the schools where our children are most vulnerable, let's do that. We have the splosh. We have this one sense that we're doing everything else to make money that we can. Let's leave our children safe. Let's make our money some other way. And this is what we tried to tell our green energy, quote unquote, partners who wanted to put the incinerator in our place. We want everybody to be financially well off and make money. That's a wonderful thing. That's what makes our country so great. But we can't do it at the expense of our own health. That makes no sense whatsoever. So that's my piece for this evening. I thank you all for your audience and for all of your dedication.
Thank you. Health sacrifice at the altar of economic gain. Write that down.
I'm bringing my niece up here because she wanted to come and speak and ask a question. And I know you said that was the last question, but I didn't know how it begs.
It's pretty much asking the same question he just asked. When are you going to stop allowing cell towers when are you going to stop allowing cell towers on our school grounds? Because as a child, that's really bad to put on our school grounds because it can give us brain cancer.
That, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you start your political career. You become one of us. And you can stop cell towers, and you can stop T-Splosh, and counties being eaten up by cities, facing all the challenges we have to face. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. I know that this is a dreary day, but this is something that we need to do more of. We need to have these kinds of conversations in our community so that we can hold our elected officials accountable. You know,